Hey, what's up, everybody? I figured that I would do a video on every single limited edition exclusive movie we got in Horror Pack. Unfortunately, I had missed the first one, but I was lucky enough to find someone who was selling it. Um, and I figured I'd just show the whole collection of it because maybe some past videos I didn't do where you didn't see the past horror packs on my other page. So I'm just going to go through here. I don't know how long it's going to take. There's 25 of them. I guess I'll read the descriptions of them. So we'll go ahead and quickly go through. This is the one that I had purchased after the collection had already started. Badass Monster Killer. Kind of like Lovecraft meets Shaft. On the trashy side of Camaroville, there's a mob turf war going down, but the new gang in town ain't content with merely controlling the local dope and sex trade. They are also mixed up with dangerous black magic intent on resurrecting hideous demon gods who have waited centuries for the chance to eat all of our souls and enslave mankind. These blasphemous bad guys need stopping, and Jimmy Chevelle, agent of the Department of Supernatural Security, is just the cat to do the stopping. He hasn't let the man keep him down, and he's certainly not going to let some sinister shape-shifting suckers destroy the earth and all of its foxy chicks if he can help it. But can he stop the gangster cult's evil plans in time? Get ready for a freaky, funky horror comedy with demonic pimps, kung fu foxes, and terrible, sanity-shattering extraterrestrial terrors from beyond space and time. That is Badass Monster Killer. Number 2 is going to be Gut, and it was signed by the director, I believe. Powerful and sublime, to be sought out, sabered and shivered to, a downward spiral into madness and devastation. Gives even a child's stuffed toy a sinister sheen. Something is missing in Tom's life. Every day he goes through the motions, becoming increasingly detached from those around him. His best friend Dan thinks he has a solution, a mysterious video he's got to see to believe. What Dan shows him leaves Tom unsettled, flooding his mind with disturbing images and desires, and binding the two friends together with the ugly secret. One video soon follows another and another, blurring the line between reality and voyeuristic fascination and threatening to dismantle everything around them. And that is number 2, Gut. Maybe. There we go. And I had this earlier where it wasn't reflecting as much. Number 3 is Late Night Double Feature. Cannibals, self-mutilation, and bloody revenge. Things get nasty during this horror show. There's the back there. From a down-and-out TV studio where Hollywood dreams go to die, your host Dr. Nasty brings his audience to a late-night double bill of the strange and terrifying. First up is Dinner for Monsters, where a chef is hired to cook a meal for clients with a unique appetite. Next up is Slit, where a sadist for hire must survive a serial killer on the loose. Once the film ends, backstage drama and bloody chaos ensues with the cast of Dr. Nasty's cavalcade of horror as hearts are broken, dreams are smashed, and arteries are sliced open. Number 4, Knucklebones, Roll Them Bones. And it's an unrated one. When college student Nessa and a group of her friends stumble across an ancient dice game hidden behind a wall of an abandoned World War II factory, they unleash the powerful and deadly demon Knucklebones, who is hell-bent on killing them off one by one. To stop the demon, the kids must finish the game before Knucklebones finishes them. Full of gory fun and fast-paced tension, Knucklebones is a throwback to the best of the 80s era slasher movies. Number 5, also signed by the director, Cell Count. Cell Count punches you in the gut and leaves you gasping for air. It's what's on the inside that counts. Russell Carpenter reluctantly admits his wife, Sadie, into an experimental treatment facility for her life-threatening disease. While locked in this prison like surrounding, they, along with 6 others, are unknowingly subjected to a cure that might just be worse than the disease itself. Okay, starring Robert McKinn, Haley Talbot, Ted Rooney, Sean McGrath, Christopher Tone, and Daniel Baldwin. A horror film that will make you quiver on a cellular level and then drive a hard steel-toed boot down on all expectations. Okay, there we go. If I back it up some, that's better. Okay. Number 6, this was the worst one. I don't even think I watched it all. If I wasn't so picky about having all 25 of them, I would get rid of this one. Chopping Block, 5 idiot kidnappers, 1 final girl, and 1 very angry slasher. Immensely entertaining, 4 out of 5 horror movies.ca, which they had to be bribed or something because this movie was horrible. And this was like the only movie that I hated that Horror Pack had sent out. When Donnie forgets to turn in an important report at work, he gets himself and his whole team fired by the new boss. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and the 5 newly unemployed co-workers decide to kidnap the boss's daughter for ransom. Things go from bad to worse when the boss's daughter turns out to be the final girl of a homicidal slasher out for blood. Also stars Jess Sams, VHS. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Special features. Yeah, that was crap. That movie needs to be put on the chopping block. Number 7 was Minutes Past Midnight, which was an anthology starring Arthur Duvall, Doctor Who, Jason Fleming, Snatch, X-Men First Class, and Barbara Steele, Black Sunday. As midnight falls, all manner of terror invades the earth. Demons, cannibals, killer ghosts, and monsters swarm the world in tales of the supernatural, the fantastic, and just plain horrific, featuring 9 stories handpicked through Rue Morgue and Unstable Ground's long-running genre film festival, Little Terrors. Prepare to see some of the finest of the world of fright has to offer. Be warned, these tales are not for the faint of heart. And there's also bonus short films on there. Let's back it up there. That was number 7. Number 8, I'm never sure if I say this right, Blood of the Tribbids. It's the vampire movie there. 2,000 years after the coming of great vampire Thor, superstition and religious violence abound. When the men are afflicted with a mysterious illness, the vampire women are blamed for their ills. And thus the hunt begins. Long-forgotten lovers, Elizabeth and Fontaine, discover it as their fate to piece together the past before Balthar's impending return and judgment. All right, and that's number 8. Why is the alerts popping up? Go away. And I can't even pause this because this isn't like. I'm going to pause this for a moment. Okay, got that fixed. Sorry for the interruption. Let's see. Then we're on that was number 8, so we're on number 9. I actually like this one. This was signed by the director, I believe. There were a few different signatures. The Dark Below, which was like pretty much a silent episode. There was maybe 1 or 2 lines, if I remember correctly. Silence is the most powerful scream. For his 4th and most daring film, director Douglas Schultz brings us The Dark Below. This tense, fear-driven film utilizes minimal dialogue, portraying a woman struggling to survive beneath a frozen lake while serial killer stalks her from above. All right, number 10. We got Night of Something Strange. The new king of gross-out horror films. Horror will never be the same again. 5 teenage friends set out to the beach on their spring break vacation. Good times are cut short when one of the group, Carrie, contracts a deadly sexually transmitted disease during a bathroom stop. When they stop for a night at the isolated motel, and the real terror begins when the STD virus starts running rampant, turning those infected into the living dead. However, there's more going on in the motel that meets the eye. Number 11, which I thought at first might be a little, well, it is a corny movie, but I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Number 11 was called Killer Pinata. Yes, it's about a killer pinata that says it all. A possessed pinata seeking to avenge the savagery that humanity has inflicted on his kind picks off a group of friends one by one in an unending night of terror. Killer Pinata. Number 12, Killer Party, Worst Party Ever. Nick, an out-of-work screenwriter, and Mary, a very pregnant, struggling actor, are trapped at their baby shower with the Hollywood friends when a viral outbreak starts turning people into homicidal maniacs. As the infection spreads, it soon becomes clear that no one is coming to save them, and they will have to use their limited urban survival skills to fight their way to freedom. Number 13, Psychos. Winner Best Horror Film, Action on Film International Film Festival. When three young women receive shocking videos anonymously, a nightmare is reawakened that ignites a thirst for bloody vengeance. They embark on a journey to locate a house of terror, a sadistic captor, and to discover the truth behind their dark past. But the most shocking revelation of the chilling tale is the identities of the victims. All right, number 14 was another anthology, Strange Events. In a world where monsters, ghosts, and other dreadful creatures are reality, nightmares can come true. And in strange events, strange events delves into, okay, that's weird, delves into paranormal, the bizarre, and the downright insane. No place is safe, and the unique film Dread Central calls sleek, stylish, and disturbing as hell. Number 15, signed by the writer and director or producer, Chris Etheridge, who also works with Horror Pack. It's his movie. That is The Morningside Monster. There's a monster inside everyone. In the working-class town of Morningside, New Jersey Sheriff Tom Hulk, Robert Pereglo, The Vampire Diaries, maintains a quiet peace. When desecrated corpse and ritualistic symbols start appearing, Tom and his deputy Clara Austin, Tiffany Sheptis, Victor Crowley, and she's actually in one of the movies that just came out this past month in Horror Pack, which I'll get to that. Let's see. Deadly series of local drug runners and watches his closest friend Mark, Nicholas Brendan, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, struggle to care for his ailing wife. With time running out and bodies piling up, the officers embark in a desperate race against the clock, pitting the two against friends, enemies, and even each other. That's Morningside Monster. Number 16, Bitter Feast. Wonderfully wicked, says the Village Voice. Critics pick delightfully nasty, zesty fun, LA Weekly. A food critic can dish it out, but can he take it? Revenge is the only menu for notorious blogger J.T. Franks when he publishes a rumor which leads to the demise of TV chef Peter Gray's culinary empire. Gray kidnaps the writer, confines him in a remote cabin, and presents him with a series of deceptively simple food challenges, punishing him for anything less than total perfection. Bitter Feast is an intense shocker served up with wicked wit and savory flair. All right, number 17, Plank Face. A man is captured by a family of feral, wood-dwelling cannibals who want to make him one of their tribe. Can they successfully break him, or will he find the wild ways enticing? Number 18, we got Volumes of Blood. It's the second one, Horror Stories. An anthology powerhouse packed with terror, entertaining, fresh, demented. The the viscera sticks to our skin, an unabashed celebration of horror gore. The critically acclaimed anthology series sees a young couple planning to purchase an old home, but would like one last tour before the closing. They're guided around the estate by a realtor that may have more in store than they bargained for. Searching floor by floor, they begin to discover 7 tales of terror that will leave you asking, how many stories does your home have? Bloody as hell and just as fun. This is how horror is supposed to be, Horror Society. Volumes of Blood. Number 19, one of my favorite because it's the first time on Blu-ray. I did have the DVD, and I've met them on like 3 or 4 occasions. It's a film by Jen and Sylvia Soska, the Twisted Twins, and that's their first feature film, Dead Hooker in a Trunk. It's fucking awesome, says Eli Roth. 4 friends set out on an everyday errand to end up in a fight for their lives when they discover the body of a dead hooker in the trunk. Led by sexy, impulsive badass, her distant twin sister Geek, their Bible-thumping friend Goody Two-Shoes, and chaotic rock star pal Junkie, the group must put aside their differences to dispose of the body as they face off against persistent police, a sleazy motel manager, chainsaw-wielding triads, and a brutal serial killer. All the while, they are followed by the mysterious cowboy pimp who wants to claim the corpse for his own. Identical twin sisters Jen and Sylvia Soska wrote, directed, and produced the exploitation horror thrill ride filled with gunfights, extreme violence, blood, guts, and gore. Okay, number 20, Psycho Killers with Malcolm McDowell, who had a small part as the neighbor in it. A doe-eyed knife-wielding killer is on the loose in a small town, slicing and dicing men of questionable intent. As her brutality leaves a town littered with corpses, her unquenchable bloodlust is lost for her young lover. Love is blind as he pursues her regardless of the obvious warning signs of psychosis. Will he meet his end at the end of her blade? Next one, number 21. It would have been funny if it was number 20, but it's 420 Massacre. Inhale, exhale, scream. Will they survive or perish in search of the ultimate high? 420 has become synonymous with the marijuana culture, with April 20th now dedicated as the official holiday for weed enthusiasts, and now this new holiday gets its very first theme, slasher, with gore-filled 420 Massacre. Over 420 weekend, 5 young women decide to celebrate their friend's birthday by taking a camping trip nearby a national park. However, their fun is quickly snubbed out when they stumble upon a legal marijuana grow operation hidden in the greenery and protected by a bloodthirsty maniac. Will they survive or will they perish in search of the ultimate high? Starring Jamie Burnett, I Spit on Your Grave, Stacey Danger, Neon Demon, and Jim Storm trilogy of terror and dark shadows. 420 Massacre is a high-octane comedy thriller which mixes gore, suspense, and humor in this perfect film to accompany your next joint, or maybe you'll want to think twice before lighting up. Okay. Yeah, all right. Number 22, The Black Dahlia Haunting. Los Angeles, 1947. An aspiring actress named Elizabeth Short is found brutally murdered in an empty parking lot. The media dubs her the Black Dahlia due to her dark clothing. Her murder remains unsolved to this day. Los Angeles now. A young woman, Holly, is visiting from New York after she is informed of the brutal murder of her father and stepmother by her younger brother, Tyler, who is blind. Upon meeting Tyler's psychiatrist, Dr. Owen, Holly soon becomes aware that she is not in full possession of the facts surrounding the murder. Plagued by violent dreams, Tyler has been drawing the face of a woman he could have never possibly met, a woman identical to Elizabeth Short. And that is The Black Dahlia Haunting. Number 23. Another one that I like because I was going to purchase this, and thankfully I didn't. And that is the movie Pieces. It's exactly what you think it is. Grindhouse Releasing is proud to present the sickest and most violent of all the early 80s slasher movies. A psychopathic killer stalks a Boston campus, brutally slaughtering nubile young college co-eds, collecting body parts for a grisly and gruesome purpose. Pieces is a wild, unrated gore fest with enough splatter and sleaze to shock the most jaded horror fan. And then the two newest ones, which you saw in my horror pack unboxing for this month, if you watched it, Modern Hunger, which is number 24. The directorial debut of horror icon Debbie Rochon is an unsettling, dark-humored critic of the entertainment business, as if John Waters directed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Former model and actress Jenny had been cast aside by the modeling agency industry when she was a young woman due to her body type, and she didn't take rejection well. When new neighbors Debbie and Sal move in, they begin to notice strange things happening at Jenny's as the list of the local missing women begin to grow, and Jenny shares her culinary delights with the neighbors. And this also had Tiffany Shepis, who was in that Morningside Monster. And then number 25 is Deadly Crush, True Love Never Dies. And it's got William Sadler, Courtney Gaines from Children of the Corn, who played Malachi. There is beauty in letting the dead go. Painter Bryn Holt rents a secluded cabin to jumpstart her creativity. Sheriff Dusty, William Sadler, pays her a visit, insisting she leave since the cabin has been condemned for 40 years. Despite his warning, Bryn opts to stay and paint. When faced with a dangerous situation, an invisible spirit begins to protect her. The ghost kills and possesses a body, convincing Bryn to escape with him and live a life with him on the run. Now wanted for murder, Bryn and the spirit pursue their liaison, I always have trouble saying that, with Red Hot abandoned until the morning they discover that his body is still decomposing. The ghost needs a fresh host. Will Bryn continue to seek victims to sustain the love of her life, or will she finally put a stop to the affair that is now she has only dreamt about? And that is Deadly Crush. Alright. So that is the Horror Pack limited editions, the first 25. And that is it right there. I guess if you want me to do a review on any of them, let me know which title you would like a review on. But please, anything but Chopping Block. I mean, I will tear that movie apart with a passion, and I have no desire to watch it again. But any other movie is fine. Let me know which ones you have if you're part of the Horror Pack. Which one is your favorite? Which one is your least favorite? And that's it. This video is coming up 22 minutes, 25 titles, so I made it under a minute per title. And next video will probably be the Coffin Box, or I may have another video. I'm going to be doing a digital copy giveaway. So check out that video, and see you next time.